A decades-long tenant in Crown Heights says he is now being pushed out of his home. News 12 investigative reporter Caitlin Ulrich tells us more about Francis Roberts' struggles as he says he is dealing with a home that is falling apart and harassment from his landlord.
When I asked Francis Roberts to tell me what his block was like in the past, he was all smiles.
All the neighbors knew you, you know all the neighbors. You know, it was just a joy living on this block.
But when I asked him about living on the 900 block of Park Place today, tears fell.
I mean, you said emotional, but who can live through this and not be emotional? At my age.
His building sticks out among the rest because it looks unusual, with 2 bright green portable bathrooms on the property with a sign stating that the landlord has yet to get permits for additional bathrooms in the building, so he's paying for these, quote, temporary bathrooms. And there are remnants of an encampment because people who don't live in Francis's building,
excuse me? Well, I want to know about you building the encampment.
Are living right outside his door.
No, we used to have a big tent here. Very big, everybody used to complain about.
Okay.
It was like gigantic. And I had a refrigerator down here, I had a hot water tank, because the thing was I made it, livable.
Lenny lived outside on the property for 3 months. He says there is a tenant in the building who gave him permission to stay.
But you don't have a lease, you're technically staying.
No, listen, the guy who is in control right here is Aaron, and he's a friend of mine. And he is friends with the landlord and does all that. He gives other people permission.
I tried to speak with Aaron, but he never came out of his apartment to speak with me. I did get in touch with the lawyer representing 972 Park Place LLC, the landlord, because Francis is suing them.
But we believe, again, that this is an intentional harassment technique designed to push Francis out.
When I asked the defendant's lawyer about non-tenants living on the property, he wrote a response reading, quote, "My client is denying any harassment and has no control of third parties and other tenants on the premises. It appears like dispute between tenants," unquote. Meanwhile, Francis says he also deals with conditions like sewage backed up in his sink and bathtub, mold, and a large hole in his wall. And the issues are well documented with the city's Department of Housing Preservation and Development. There are 224 open violations, most from Francis's basement apartment. 85 of the violations date back to when the current landlord allegedly acquired the building.
This one has been taken completely off the hinges.
HPD is named in Francis's lawsuit. His lawyers say the department neglected to address the ongoing issues. And after I reached out to HPD, code enforcement inspectors were sent to the property again. According to a spokesperson, the department's emergency repair team is assigning repair work orders. The landlord's lawyer also says his client acquired the building in or about April and was not able to gain access to conduct repairs. He says Francis's unit was, quote, not accessible for repairs due to a hoarding problem and that Francis refused repairs. Francis says that's untrue.
They disrobe themselves here.
In a statement from the landlord's lawyer, he sent this photo and writes, quote, "On behalf of my client, I have offered to Mr. Roberts' legal team to relocate, find substantially better living arrangement for Mr. Roberts, and have met with outright refusal in the past," unquote. Francis alleges his landlord urged him to buy out his apartment multiple times. Francis refused.
All I'm asking for is, as a rent-stabilized tenant that have been here living over 2 decades, that my rights be protected, to remain here and to live in peace.
Now, Francis's lawyers say they're confident that his case is going to make it to trial. And if it does, trial is going to start on December 5th, where all of Francis's supporters say they're going to be there to continue supporting him. In Crown Heights, I'm Caitlin Ulrich, News 12.